Hello, beautifuls. I was having a conversation with a girlfriend yesterday who was going through a difficult time. And a few hours later, while I was driving, I heard a message and I knew it was for her. And it was, true strength comes from the heart space. And I want to talk about that kind of strength today because although that message was specifically for her, it can apply to each and every one of us, especially when we are talking about creating change towards human trajectory, to cleaning up our earth, cleaning up our leadership, right? It takes a lot of strength to be able to hear and see the truth of what is going on around us. Things like mass propaganda, population control agendas, child sex trafficking, the eating of human flesh, all of these things are atrocities. And these are just the tip of the iceberg, yet they are happening right under our noses. And they've done so for a long time because people are afraid to ask the questions. And I understand why we are afraid to see the truth. It is painful to think that we've been played a fool, that we could be manipulated, that we've been lied to. It insults our intelligence. And it also then really stimulates the ego because it challenges now everything that we believe to be true. It's like a house of cards falling down, and that is terrifying. And to step into that takes a tremendous amount of strength, but not like force or brute strength, not supreme intelligence, but the strength that resides in the heart, that knowing, right? That place where you are in alignment with your values and your highest good. In that place, when we sit there, we are truly powerful and we are motivated into action that aligns with our heart. I know that for some, it's really difficult to step into a place of seeing the truth because it might reflect back to us some things that we are not necessarily happy about because we realize that in some way we maybe propagated that belief by our actions, or maybe we were unkind to others because of their beliefs. And I can totally have compassion and sympathize with that because at the beginning of the whole fiasco that occupied 3 years of our lives, I'm not going to use the term because I've been cut off on social media many times for using certain terms. But in that place, I was surrounded by friends who were in the healthcare industry, and so I was being bombarded by all this propaganda, and I too was fearful, and I was even putting a Huron just passed by. I was even passing on messages about wearing face coverings until I took a step back and I felt into my heart space and I knew something didn't feel right. And it was at that point that I started to do my own research, my own investigation. And we can pretend and deny that things aren't happening, stick our heads in the sand, but that is not going to affect change. As a matter of fact, well, it will, but not change that is for our highest good. It will allow us to slip into a place where we have zero choices. Right now we have a choice. We have a choice to remain ignorant, and by that I mean not knowing, or a choice to actually becoming informed. And stepping into that place takes courage, it takes heart, it takes strength, because we're going against everything that we have been taught, everything that is out there. And in doing so, we might fear, if I know all this information, now I'm going to have to act on it. And you might be one that doesn't want to stand on the street with a placard or march on Parliament Hill or go into City Hall. And that's fine. Because when we are centered in that strength that is in our heart, we will be motivated to action that is right for us. And what does that look like? It might look like holding a placard, but more importantly, it looks like becoming informed, knowing who and what we are supporting with our time, with our energy, and with our money. Because we will be moved into an alignment of supporting the things we want, right? When we look at the recent transaction at the box office, right? The Sound of Freedom. If you haven't seen that movie, please go see it. But that's an independent film talking about child sex trafficking, and it's done in a very, very tasteful way. But that film made $100 million at the box office, beating out Indiana Jones, which is a Disney production, and Insidious, which is a Sony production. When we start supporting things we are in alignment with our time, energy, and money, it makes a statement. We look at the Labatt's commercial that caused a lot of controversy, and Bud Light lost a lot of money because people stopped supporting that brand. We forget how much power we, the people, have because we've been sitting in our minds. When we sit in our heart and we are motivated to support things that are in alignment with that, we will soon see the voice of the majority take over the 1%. The government, our leadership, the money of the world is only 1%. And if we stop listening, if we start doing our own research, we start taking actions towards a new way of being, the house of cards will come tumbling down. And it might be bumpy, but rest assured, you have all the strength you need. I have all the strength we need. And if we stand together as a collective, we are unstoppable. I thank you so much for listening to this perspective. And until we speak again, please be well.